It's been a full year since my husband Eric caught me in the worst moment of my life with someone else. Not just anyone, but my boss, Mark. That day shattered everything I thought I knew. Eric wasn't just my husband. He was my best friend, my anchor through 8 years of love, laughter, and building a life together. But in one moment of betrayal, I threw it all away. When he walked in on us, it was like time froze. Mark and I had been sneaking around for months, and that morning, he came over to my house, our house. Eric wasn't supposed to be home, but something had changed in his schedule. There he was, standing in the bedroom doorway. He didn't scream. He didn't throw anything. He just looked at me with a calm that was far more terrifying than rage. "What the hell is this?" he asked, voice low and steady. Mark, in typical fashion, grabbed his clothes and ran. I tried to explain, tried to reach for any excuse, but none of it mattered. Eric simply said, "You have 5 minutes to get out of my house." I was speechless. Begging didn't work. He left the room, and I scrambled to collect what I could before he returned. By the end of that week, he'd filed for divorce. News of what happened spread quickly. Friends stopped talking to me. My family barely spoke to me, and Mark distanced himself immediately. Not long after, I lost my job at his firm. He said it was too complicated. In one swift blow, I lost everything. My marriage, my reputation, my job. I moved into a cheap, depressing motel. Later, I found a small apartment and picked up work at a diner. I went from managing major accounts to cleaning tables and pouring coffee. It was humbling, humiliating, and lonely. I'd hear about Eric now and then. He got promoted, seemed to be doing well, and eventually started dating someone new, a woman named Rachel. She was beautiful, educated, successful, everything I had thrown away. Then, around 6 months later, strange things began happening. My rent went up significantly. My work hours were cut with no explanation. Job interviews dried up. Everyone was polite, but no one hired me. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was deliberately getting in the way. Then one night, I overheard something that made my blood run cold. A couple of old coworkers were chatting in the diner. "Did you hear Eric bought out Mark's company?" It didn't make sense at first. Eric was in the same industry. But the more I dug, the clearer it became. This wasn't a business deal. It was personal. Eric had used his connections and resources to take over Mark's company, effectively stripping him of power. Mark was now nothing more than a figurehead in a company Eric controlled. And I began to see the larger picture. The apartment building I lived in, Eric had bought it. The diner, the owner owed Eric a favor. Every door that had slammed in my face, it all traced back to him. This was Eric's revenge. I had to confront him. I went to his house, a beautiful place that looked like it had been pulled from a magazine. Rachel wasn't there. When Eric opened the door, he looked surprised, not angry, just calm. "What are you doing here, Emma?" he asked. "I know what you've been doing." I said, "The job rejections, the rent, the diner, it's all you, isn't it?" He didn't deny it. He let me in and explained everything. "Yes," he said, "I made it hard for you, but not out of hate. I needed you to understand what it's like to have your world fall apart because of someone else's selfishness. I needed closure." He leaned forward, his voice softer now. "I don't hate you, Emma. I don't think about you at all. Really. I've moved on." As tears ran down my face, I realized just how much I had broken something that once meant everything to me. Eric didn't destroy me out of cruelty. He wanted justice. And he got it. That night, staring at myself in the mirror, I saw someone I barely recognized. But for the first time in a year, I felt the urge to change. I started going to therapy, not just to confront my guilt, but to find a way forward. I enrolled in community college, looking to build a new career and maybe one day a new life. A year after that confrontation, I heard Mark had left town, his reputation in ruins. Eric, meanwhile, had married Rachel. They seemed truly happy together. As for me, I'm still a work in progress. I have a new job, new friends, and a new sense of self-worth. Eric's revenge forced me to face the consequences of my actions, and while it hurt, it also forced me to grow. I'll always carry the weight of what I did, but I've learned that betrayal leaves scars, not just on others, but on yourself. And sometimes those scars last a lifetime.